Hi everybody. Welcome to Creating with Love Crafting on YouTube. Welcome to my channel. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, would you please consider subscribing? And if you're new to the channel, please consider that. Hit the bell for notifications for when I put up new content. If you don't have a bell, then I think it's on your end where you have to look at your settings for privacy and stuff. Um, I appreciate every comment that is being written to me. It encourages me to go on, and I'm trying to grow this channel, so would you please consider sharing my videos with your crafty friends? Um, And then come join us on my Facebook group, Creating with Love Crafting. And then come join me on Instagram and look at all the beautiful stuff my crafters make. So every once in a while, I will go on Instagram and I will place some of their still pictures of their finished products, finished projects on there. So yes, I will. But they also put their video channels on there. They're able to promote those. But I would like, if you do come and join my group, comment on everyone else's projects, as they will comment on yours, I believe, I hope, so we can build a beautiful crafting family and community. So as you see, I have a new junk journal that I'm going to be looking down now because this is on my desk. I have two cameras operating, so it's very hard for me. Not very hard. I'm getting used to this. How's that? Okay, so I made this junk journal for the 4th of July. This is my patriotic junk journal. And so I already did a flip through of this one. Okay. And you can go and find this one on a playlist. So I'm going to set this aside over here so that you can see this one. Now I have a ruler here to show you that the cover is just over 5.5 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. So now, because the cover is a line over 5.5 inches, the inside pages are 5.5. I wanted just a smidge over so that the cover could hang over instead of the pages stick out. So the spine, I built this all from scratch, and the spine is 2 inches wide. And the inside, there's a strip right here that we sew the signatures onto and then glue into the spine. It is 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so just to give you an idea of that, we have 3 signatures. Just to give you an idea, 3 signatures. Okay, so now we're going to do a flip through. Here are some of the papers that I trimmed down. They're red, white, and blue. I used this adorable one for notes, and I trimmed it down to the size of the envelopes inside here, and they're inside the envelopes. So I may just pull out the papers in one of the envelopes. And this one, I tried using this up. I think I'm going to have to build another junk journal. But I cut this down to the size of the envelopes as well and rounded the corners. So now we're going to do our flip through. And the papers are various papers. I cannot remember each paper I got, but I had gotten a bunch, and I don't remember where. I had gotten a bunch of veterans cards, which I believe I used through the whole thing. And you'll see them on the journal cards and stuff. And then right here is a ribbon that you'll see all throughout that I bought at Joann Fabrics at, I think it was 80 or 90% off. So I was excited to use this. And I used it all with my Fabri-Tac, and I used my Barely Art glue, which that's all that I kind of used to hold this together besides sewing the signatures in. And then here is the star trim. I tried using up all of the star trim. I still have some left. I need to find some more because I love this. All right, so the first page, you ready? So the first page, I die cut out USA and on regular paper, and this is just a sticker I had from the Dollar Tree, and then the ribbons. So I did put God Bless America, I believe, on each one of these envelopes here. This is just an envelope for a greeting card. I have so many of them that I'm just trying to use them up. And some more trim from Goodwill. So this trim is beautiful. I think I'm going to try to, yeah, I think you could see it a little better if I raise it up. So I love the trim. It's kind of ropey. So now I'm going to pull out what I put in here. So as you can see, I explained before that I trimmed these down to fit the envelopes, and I rounded the corners. If you want to put more in the envelopes, you can, but it would just make the book a lot bulkier. And I didn't want it to be that bulky, so I don't have to find a piece of material that would match the whole book, because I don't have one to tie it. So anyways, we're going to keep going. So this right here, you can tell that's an envelope, and it was just a flap. I incorporated an envelope, and it was just a flap. So I cut down a piece of lined paper, and I made a page out of it. Okay. And then this came out of an embroidery, a crafting embroidery book. Bring it up further. And I fussy cut it out. So this part is from a calendar, and you'll see a 2021 calendar, America the Beautiful. It's what it was called. And you'll see all through this book tons and tons of pictures from it. And then I put Liberty right here. So as we flip, you're going to see that we have one piece of graph paper, one piece of printer paper, and then here is a book from my America book that I'm cutting out pictures from. And then here's the flip side of it. And then all of these pages right here, these, lightning. So all of these pages here, this candy stripe one, I had bought a variety pack, half price off. It was Paper Studio. And so I picked out all the red and blues to use it up. I still have a lot of it left, but all the red and blues are gone. So, all right, so on this side, I had some greeting cards. This one was just a card that was blank inside, and it's of a gorgeous porch with a flag, an American flag. And that is just so patriotic. So I made these little journal cards in a tag. And this one says, "The blessing of the Lord be upon you," Psalm 129:8. So, nope, you can't read. I'm going to see if we can get the quality of the camera to be a little better. So this is another with, I had some star gems. It's another journal card. And this right here, Shoot for the Stars, is from a paper pad that I bought from the Dollar Tree, and I just thought that this was just so gorgeous to incorporate into here. Because what is our country about the red, you know, what represents our country is the red, white, and blue, and the stars and the stripes. So, each one I made different, and I used white rickrack here and just a piece of scrap, and then you turn it over. I pasted this piece of paper, or I glued this piece of paper onto white cardstock, and this one is just a flimsy piece of paper. So some are very thin pieces of paper, and some are thicker. But you can journal on these, and then you can journal on the papers that are sewn inside the book. So here's some lined, here's some teacher, let's see, ledger, and then here's some printer, and then some graph. Then you have a business envelope. So what I did was I die cut Lady Liberty, okay, and I put her behind the window. And then the ribbon here, and then right through here, well, I covered up where this envelope was from. So I kind of had to do it in a sneaky type of way, you know? So when I die cut her out, I made a base for her to sit in, and then I put a USA sticker on it. And I don't want to fuss with this. I don't know what could stick to this type of plastic. I've failed with trying to make things stick before, so I just decided just to make it a window like that. All right, we're going to keep going. I'm not sure, but this storm is raging, and I don't know if I can keep going. All right, so this is just to let you know, this is another greeting card I had in my stash, and I figured I would use it. So it says, just to let you know, so always trust the Lord, because he is forever our mighty rock. Isaiah 26:4. So here's another journal card I made. This is lace down here. It's on, and then I use the same lace here. Okay. And then the stars. And then die cut the USA. And you turn it over. Oops, not all white, because I got some stuff on it, I guess. You turn it over, and you can use it for a journal card, which is what it is. And you'll see scattered through here, stuck in here, these pieces of paper. That's why I buy those pads at the Dollar Tree, the longer pads. So then you go through, and you have those sets of 4 papers again. And that's when you get through. So I'm just going to go through in chunks. All right, so this is a picture. This is a picture out of the calendar that I cut in a square. It's a smaller picture, and it's of the Capitol or the White House. I don't remember which one. Not right now, you guys. So anyways, I just thought it was a beautiful picture to put at the bottom right there. And then I die cut an eagle, that seal we have for our federal government, the eagle. So I die cut that in copper glitter paper. And then here's another picture of one of our government buildings. This is calendar. So when you turn it over, I had to back it. When you turn it over, so this is calendar. So underneath this picture, the other side of this and the other side of this is basic calendar. But it was upside down, so you couldn't use it. All right, so I had a knock at the door and I decided to put you on pause for a second. So anyways, like I said, on the other side of each of these pictures is an upside down calendar. So I couldn't use that. So this is a gorgeous picture, isn't it? So I have a lot of ladies of Liberty up in here. So, and then this is from that variety pack and some more of the paper that I used. But here's another. Here's a pretty plaid paper. I'm going to be looking for more variety packs over in Hobby Lobby when I know that this week Paper Studio is on sale, but you know, we got to wait till we get paid. So here's some more graph papers and ledgers and printer, and this is from a composition book that I cut down. And then some more of this paper, and then that embroidery book had some red, white, and blue stuff in there, so I kind of used it. I fussy cut this out and just pasted it on here because, or glued it, because it looks the best on this page. So, and then we're going to keep going. Okay, I'm just going to go in chunks. Oops, this one fell out. So, I can't. All right. So here's the other side of that picture in the beginning, if you remember that, and the other side of the candy stripe. Then we're going to just keep going. Here's another envelope I used. Remember I made an extra page. So here's the other piece of that lighthouse card. I put it on the front here, and then it says, "You are not alone, you are in my prayers." And then some more paper in here. So here's another little tuck spot. Some more of the trim. Then this was in the book that I have, the American book, We Americans. And I fussy cut it out. I even used my X-Acto knife to cut in between the railings up there. There was even a guy up there that I cut him off of it because I really didn't want that because he wasn't in soldier's uniform. Here is the Liberty Bell right here. I die cut. And another God Bless America. More paper in there. And then a soldier from the 17 or 1800s that I put here. And then I put the word hero here. And this is another made-up page from an envelope. And we're going to keep going. We have, you know, more papers you can journal on over here. Then we have this building here. It's gorgeous. It's very striking. That's why I put it in here. And then we have Abraham Lincoln, and it says, "In this temple, as in our hearts of the people, as in the hearts of the people for whom he saved, the Union, the memory of Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever." So he was a very good president. That's all I got to say about that. So honor, duty, and above all, freedom is another one of the cards that I used for this book. So this one is America still strong, still proud, still brave, and still free. And then here are more journal cards. This one has hearts on it. And this is a gift bag that I use with some blue rickrack. and I backed it up with cardstock. I don't know why I'm getting all these little pieces of. I'm sorry. I should not have had that smudge there, but it did. So it kind of made it a side pocket while you can sit here and read this and then journal over here. You can journal anywhere over here too. Make your little notes for everything. So here's more papers. Then you have the Statue of Liberty down here. I don't know how far I can come up so you could see it. On a business envelope. And Norman Rockwell's, one of Norman Rockwell's paintings, where I backed it up on, made it look like they were in a room with shiplap board for the walls. But that's just one of my papers I had. So here's another block of those journaling papers. And then some more of the paper that I got half price from Hobby Lobby. So here, back here, this is the front of a card. And I thought that he was just so adorable, hanging out of the passenger side window, doing a flag, flying a flag as they're going, and then a bunch of flags on the bottom. And then it says, sometimes saying thank you seems small when your service is anything but that. And then here's a line of planes that were being made way back in the 20s, I believe. So here's a journal card that I made for the top of that. And this one says, America the Beautiful. And this piece of cardboard was right out of this card. And then here's another journal card with the same stars, and then I used 3 other stars to make it look like a teardrop, or to make it look like a tear. And then here is a skinny tag I made, and you can see it's made out of a trim, a really pretty, like, weaved trim. So I'm going to put these back and flip forwards. So the middle here, guys, is a famous picture, and I don't know what famous picture it is. I'm trying to get the glare off of it. So I really loved this picture when I got that We America's book, and I intended on using it. But this is the middle of the book, and this is a woman crying over her husband coming home. Tears of joy. And him going to comfort her and love her. Either that, or he's leaving and he's trying to comfort her and she's crying. I don't know which one, but I absolutely fell in love with this picture. Here's the other part of that. Those pictures of the planes. And then here's another picture of Niagara Falls. And more papers to doodle or whatever, journal on. Then you turn, you got 2 pictures I gotten from, I don't even know what it depicts, but it's a bunch of people in a crowd with American flags and all that. So I made them into pockets, used that ribbon, the, red, white, and blue ribbon. Yeah, that was nice. So I made this a long time ago, this tag, and it was hanging around. And now well, no, I didn't have this trim on there. I just put this trim on there yesterday, but I made the tag a long time ago. I made this. This is another journal card and more paper. So I at least put 2 or 3 pieces of these paper in each pocket that would fit them. And then here's another 3, but here's 2 I made, and then the papers. So here's another piece of trim, and then I wanted to do something weird, so I cut a hole, and then I glued the top of this so it pivots. See that? And then, yeah, there's a compass on there. So, keep going. So that was a business envelope it's on. And here's the other part of that board paper I used. The wood, you know what I mean. Wood print. So here is another paper I used. And then another picture in the springtime, or yeah, the springtime, because tulips come out in the spring, of that building. This is the calendar, so I had to put a piece of, this is a piece of envelope, the inside of one of my envelopes. And I just thought it was a pretty color, so I would use it, and it really went well with this side. All right, so here's the other side of that picture, the Christmas picture. More graph paper, more ledger, and more lined paper, and another envelope. So this one came out pretty weird. I kind of used this piece of strip on this envelope, and then I put the USA across it with some trim, and then on the inside you can see there are those papers. And then on this side is the Statue of Liberty. Then you have more ledger, which is on the back of an envelope. So I made at least 6 new pages on the flaps of the envelopes. So, and then here's a picture, picture I got out of the embroidering book that I got from the Goodwill. And then another envelope with God Bless America and some white trim. More papers in here. As you can see, you can put more stuff in here if you want. And then here is, well, here's another soldier that I found on the other side of that piece of paper, and it says, I love veterans. And then here is our eagle. So this is our seal for the United States. So like I said, here's another page I made. Then you have more papers. See, you've got plenty of room to journal. Then I took this out of a Kincaid book. I forgot the first name, and it's our family's heritage. But when you turn it, you got a picture of this beautiful building, one of our buildings. Then I made a pocket here. And this is one of the greeting cards. This says, veterans have kept us firmly anchored to the things that make this country strong. Celebrating you on Veterans Day with gratitude for your service. And then I just backed it up. I kind of layered it with a dark blue paper with lighter blue stars on it. And then We have a compass here. Because actually I use this because you can actually go anywhere you want in America and become anything you want, as long as it's legal. I mean, people, I don't know, I'm not going to say anymore, but that's why I use this here. It's the America is your world. Great land of opportunity. And you got more. And that's what our veterans fought for, and they died for. A lot of them died for it. So here is some pretty paper that I thought was real pretty. It seems to be reflective light in water. And then I put the USA that I die cut. So, and it's foil paper. And then Patriot. And my rickrack here. And then another interesting picture there. And then we're just going to go through more papers. And then this came off of a prayer pad that I bought from the Dollar Tree that I'm almost done using. And then, excuse me, then I made more journal cards. So this one is out of a greeting card. Have made a big difference. Well, this is a veteran's greeting card. And I used it. And then this was just a scrap piece of paper I had that is embossed with polka dots. So I put trim on it, and you can use it to journal on. And then you keep flipping, and then here is another Norman Rockwell scene of a soldier coming home and people being so excited to see him. And that's out of my American book that I got from the Goodwill. And that book was $2. And here's the other side. This is one of, if you can see here, this is one of the very first TVs. So here's another journaling card I made. Okay. It takes courage to serve, to protect, to keep our community strong. And I just felt that I had the urge to make this. Isn't this beautiful? It's a greeting card. So I made a belly band here out of the paper with the wood grain on it, and stuck a few pieces of paper from the paper pad. I do need to round the corners because I just blew by it and just totally forgot. More papers here, as you can see. Then I have another greeting card. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty, above the fruited plain, America, America. And then on the inside, the reason I didn't tear this apart and use it as a thing was because I wanted to put the whole thing in here, because it has the whole song written on the inside of this card. And then you could just journal on that side. So 2 more pockets. This is of, I think this is of a farm, but it's a beautiful farm. And if you see the colors in the photograph, it is just so patriotic, and that's why I clipped it out. So this is another journaling card made out of greeting card. So grateful for the job you do. You're someone truly worthy of our deepest gratitude and respect. So you can journal on front and back. And then another journaling card with some trim on it. Sorry, I keep going out of frame because I get the angle wrong. So I found this picture in a magazine and I saved it and saved it and saved it. And I cut out the bottle with the message in it. And every time I look at it, there's a song that plays in my head. If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I would do. That is just a beautiful picture. And I believe that God is trying to send a message to us right now. So that's why I put this in here. And that's an old message in there. So God knows how long that's been bobbing around. So here's the other part of the compass and the world. And then here is a foam sticker of the flag and 3 more journaling cards. So this one had, I had a patriotic pack of stickers, and I figured I'm going to use the car on this one because that would just set it so nicely. Another journal card, and this one says, "That's only true because of people like you." And then this one, so are you liking this so far? Here's the other picture to that Kincaid painting that I found in the Thomas Kincaid book. And the other side to that. And then some more papers. And then the last envelope with the papers in it with the USA on it. The last envelope with the Statue of Liberty. I fussy cut her out. And then the last page that I made from an envelope flap. This right here, I forgot to tell you, this is pretty old, and I found it while going through my mother's stuff, and this is a bank ledger. You know, your checking account ledger. So there's your ribbon, and this, you know, this isn't perfect. It didn't lay down right, but I like it. And then a puffy star. So I hope you like this book. And we're going to pray today for America and the people in it. So God, I thank you for everything you do. And I pray protection and blessing and healing over our whole land and all of our leaders in America, from the top all the way down to the bottom. Lord, thank you for every blessing that you place upon us and every piece of mercy you give us. In the name of Jesus, we pray. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I'll be coming back soon with some other stuff. But keep creating with love.